and partners to develop national standardization strategy. More emphasis must be placed on harnessing talent of young tech innovators, and Guyana Police Force receives $50 million in equipment to boost traffic management. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Melissa Grant with the Thursday, 23rd January 2025 edition of the HGP Nightly News. We have what you need to know this evening. A former mayor is urging Guyanese to throw their full support behind the current leader of the People's National Congress reform. That former mayor believes this is one of many ways to defeat the People's Progressive Party Civic at the upcoming polls. Travis Chase is on that story.
Pandit Ubraj Narain, former mayor of Georgetown and the previous thorn in the side of the People's Progressive Party Civic and the local government ministry, has thrown his support behind the current leader of the People's National Congress reform, Aubrey Norton, for the upcoming general and regional elections.
Myself and Mr. Norton may not agree to certain situation. We may disagree, have different views. But at this point of time, to defeat the PPP, I will support and will rally around the leadership of the PNC.
Narain, a member of the PNCR, believes that to throw support behind Mr. Norton would help in the defeat of the PPPC.
We, as a party, have to come together and unite for the betterment of the people of this country. We are not pleased what is happening with the current government policies and how government is treating the Guyanese people.
The endorsement from the former mayor comes at a time despite harsh criticisms of Mr. Norton and his leadership style.
If our leader is there, we must give that support. If he is heading to election, we must show that support to him and able to stand by his side so that we can able to defeat the PPP. I want to defeat the PPP. The other members of this party want to see the PPP go. And the only way we can able to do so, we have to unite and rally around the current leadership of the party.
Given that the Alliance for Change and the People's National Congress reform have set March 31 as the deadline by which they would decide on whether they would jointly contest the 2025 general and regional elections, Narain believes that's a step in the right direction. He is confident that the PPPC will be unseated.
I believe that a coalition is necessary. I'm happy to see in the media that the two parties, the AFC and the APNO, have met, and I believe that is the way to go.
The PNCR's Congress has already decided that Mr. Norton must be the presidential candidate, and only he could decide on a change if necessary. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Travis. Founder of One Political Movement has called out the government over its $1.3 trillion budget, which was presented last Friday, deeming it an avenue to enrich the corporate sector.
It being touted as the largest, which it is, in reference to the economic or the financial value of it, does not speak to it being the most beneficial to Guyanese people. So when you look at the budget of 2025, we're seeking to build, or this is touting to build businesses. That's what it's doing, for the greater part. To build businesses, but not develop people.
That was founder of the People's Movement, Nigel London, during an exclusive interview with Nightly News. London expressed to this newscast that this year's fiscal plan, which totals in excess of $1.3 trillion, is geared solely to benefit the private sector.
A heavy emphasis is placed on what would benefit the private sector, contractors and the likes, but it would not benefit who needs it the most, which would be the underprivileged and the ordinary Guyanese man.
London believes one component of this year's budget did not require financial support.
When we're going to seek to pump into an industry that's failing, that we know is failing, Gaisuku, for example, $13 billion. it's painful to know that you do something like that, because it speaks to this being a means of controlling or maintaining a political favor among a group of people.
Leader of the Alliance for Change, Nigel Hughes, during a recent interview with Nightly News, said that the 2025 national budget was a lopsided affair and called on the government to fix it before it is passed in the House.
It's horrendously lopsided and imbalanced. The priorities are in reverse direction because the budget focuses entirely on infrastructural development to the detriment of those persons who are most vulnerable.
Meanwhile, Wijendranath Basesar, a former member of the People's Progressive Party Civic and the Alliance for Change, who decided to formulate his own party, the United Democratic Front, UDF, also heavily criticized the 2025 budget.
I don't understand how this budget can bridge the gap between the rich and poor. Everybody is seeing the widening of the gap between the rich and poor in this country. And neoliberalism fosters the growth in that gap.
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The issue before the High Court is not to have persons removed from the list of registrants, but to ensure that inaccurate information does not make its way on that list. That's the contention of the Attorney at Law representing People's National Congress Reform's Chief Scrutineer, Carol Smith Joseph. Here again is Travis Chase.
As the High Court entertains an application by People's National Congress Reform Chief Scrutineer Carol Smith Joseph to have the court order the Guyana Elections Commission to conduct house-to-house verification of the addresses of registrants, Smith Joseph's lawyer maintains that the current situation at the Guyana Elections Commission is concerning. Dr. Dexter Todd told media operatives that the amendment to the National Registration Act requires the court's interpretation, since inaccurate information, such as addresses, can affect the outcome of elections where constituency voting is required.
We have a number of elections that requires geographical location being important, especially when you're talking about constituency voting and so on. So if you do not verify the information going into the register, you're going to have a problem, because it is from the registrar the extractions are made.
Todd said there were issues where, upon verification, some of the addresses had no buildings and other houses were abandoned for years. This, he says, could create havoc in the long run if not fixed legally.
If you have an opportunity to speak to some of the scrutineers, they will tell you that persons, when they go to those addresses, people have never seen the registrants. They don't know. They are totally unconnected. But because section 6(4)(b) of the amendment has said clearly that you are verifying the address claim, they believe that interpretation is that they are concerned with the address and not connecting the registrant to the address.
The attorney said under the laws of Guyana, the Commissioner of Registration is obligated to ensure that accurate information is recorded in the National Register of Registrants.
The issue here is not preventing persons from being registered. The issue here is ensuring the accuracy of the information that they're given. Because once it's in that register and you extract it, you're going to have serious problems, because you're going to have people placing and voting in constituencies where they really do not geographically belong. And I think this again is a misconstruing of the understanding of even of the Chief Justice's ruling in the case, where they say that residency is not a requirement.
Attorney General Anil Nandalal is maintaining that the issue of residency was already addressed in the house-to-house registration case back in 2019, when the High Court had ruled that residency was not a condition for registration. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
More news after this break. Stay with us.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with your elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Dolman Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. Powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Roth Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
You're watching the HGP Nightly News. Thanks for staying with us. The Guyana National Bureau of Standards, with support from the CARICOM Regional Organization for Standards and other organizations, have partnered to develop a national standardization strategy. More details from Dacia Richards.
On Thursday, the Guyana National Bureau of Standards, GNBS, the CARICOM Regional Organization for Standards and Quality, CROSQ, and the United Nations Industrial Development Organization hosted a workshop aimed at gathering insight from the various stakeholders for the development of a national standardization strategy. Executive Director of the GNBS, Trevor Basu, posited that the strategy will pave the way for consumers to benefit from quality goods and services.
Through the identification, development, and subsequent implementation of the appropriate standards. This is crucial if we are to build a stronger and more resilient national quality infrastructure.
Basu also pointed out that 33 national standards were proofed in 2024 for various sectors, while 210 copies of 600 available standards were sold for implementation.
The growth path of our country's economy will prompt the use of more of these crucial guidance documents, which we call standards.
He also said the GNBS has been working to develop standards regionally and internationally. Sharon Main Smith-Walker, the Chief Executive Officer of CROSQ, said that her organization is anticipating the development and revision of the national standardization strategies.
This will enable seamless integration of Guyanese products into international value chains, creating greater trade opportunities for the country.
This program is also being implemented in 6 other CARICOM member states, including the Bahamas, Belize, Dominica, Haiti, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Suriname. For HGP Nightly News, I am Dacia Richards.
Charity begins at home is the sentiments expressed by one technologist who believes that more emphasis must be placed on promoting the talent of young Guyanese tech innovators. Antonio Day has more.
Dr. Christopher Clark, a local computer scientist, entrepreneur, and lecturer at the University of Guyana, during an exclusive interview with Nightly News, expressed the view that more attention should be placed on harnessing the talent of young technologists here.
The problems that Guyana faces are problems of the Guyanese people, and the people that need to build these systems to be able to solve these problems need to have a Guyanese perspective.
He noted that on many occasions, young tech enthusiasts who pursue degrees in information technology or computer science seek opportunities abroad because they perceive that there are no opportunities here for them to broaden their horizons.
Nobody knows that there is a B75 or an Intellect Storm or these companies that are out there building amazing technological apps. And I think that's a serious problem because we always think about consuming technology from the outside world.
Dr. Clark is adamant that policymakers should pay more attention to creating an environment for tech innovators to market their artistry and creativity.
We just need to support them. We just need to give them the right incentives. We need to create this entrepreneurial environment where people feel like they can actually go and start their own tech companies.
Clark, who is surrounded by tech-savvy enthusiasts at V75, have been working on an open-source framework that involves AI agents. These projects have been tested and proven.
You have like an email, right? And you, if you're like me, right, you might get a bunch of emails a day. You might not be able to respond to all of them. Some might go missing. Emails can turn into a very hectic situation, right? What you can do is build a simple AI agent that can receive those emails, right? Read them, understand them, provide you with a summary.
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Founder of the United Democratic Front, a new party in the political arena, said the education system needs to be revamped due to the failure in two core subject areas, mathematics and English. Daisy Richards filed that report.
Rajendra Basesar, the founder of the United Democratic Front, UDF, a new political faction, sat down with Nightly News on Thursday, where he called for an urgent revamp of the education sector due to poor performances in core subject areas at the Caribbean Secondary Examination Certificate, CSEC.
We need a commission to revamp the education system. In places like China and Japan, the first 2 years of a child's life is not exam. They teach the child to respect, they teach the child how to deal with life, how to balance, and a wide kind of education.
With mathematics grades on a continuous decline, the UDF founder and former educator opposed the Ministry of Education's current position in allowing secondary school students to sit more than 9 subjects at these exams.
In Form 1 and 2, you do not need a child to have 14 subjects. Reduce it to about 9 subjects, heavy concentration on maths, English, comprehension, précis, and so on, because if a child can't read and comprehend, he cannot do maths.
Last September, the Ministry of Education relaunched a mathematics intervention program to help students better understand mathematics concepts. The former educator has since recommended that mathematics classrooms should always be equipped with additional resources.
And each maths class should have an extra teacher to move around the class in order to supervise. So if you have a problem in maths and English, you have to do something about it.
For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Join us after this break for more news.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Ready to up your game? Ready to up your game? Win big with over 60 epic prizes. A brand new PS5, Nintendo Switch, iPhone 16 Pro Max, Apple smartwatch, and the hottest earbuds from Apple and Samsung. Plus, we are giving away thousands in phone credit and a whole year supply of Buster or Turbo Energy drink. Here's how. Buy any Buster or Turbo Energy drink, find the code starting with BB and enter online or on WhatsApp. Visit us on Facebook or Instagram at Turbo_Caribbean or Buster Guyana for all the details. Don't just play. Up your game with Buster and Turbo Energy.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGP TV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGP TV today. HGP TV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.
You're watching the HGP Nightly News as we continue in a significant move to enhance road safety and traffic management. The Guyana Police Force on Thursday received $50 million worth of cutting-edge equipment to modernize its operations. The new tools are expected to bolster the force's ability to enforce traffic regulations and reduce accidents nationwide. Tiana Cole reports.
With the aim of better managing traffic and promoting road safety, the Guyana Police Force on Thursday received $50 million worth of modern equipment during a handing-over ceremony at the Guyana Police Force headquarters, Eve Leary. The equipment will be distributed across the respective police divisions. Minister of Public Works Juan Edgel at the handing-over ceremony emphasized the need for a cultural shift at the individual level regarding traffic and road safety. He noted that the safe use of roadways is an ongoing effort supported by multiple initiatives from authorities.
We got to talk to each other. If you're drinking tonight, sir, you can't drive. Commissioner, in the new law that we have put in place, the bar owner could be charged if he allows a person who's been selling liquor to all night to drive. You got to take the keys.
The minister urged drivers to leave home early to avoid speeding and ensure they arrive safely.
We got to calm people down. So today, these items that are being handed over is an intervention that is designed to deal with those who can't control themselves.
Meanwhile, Deputy Commissioner of Police Ravindranath Budram, in his address, assured that equipment will be properly maintained and effectively utilized.
These equipment will be properly placed in our inventory, will be cared and used in the appropriate manner, that will use it to the best of our ability to ensure lives are safe when using the road.
Commissioner of Police Clifton Hicken, who was also present at the handing-over ceremony, assured that the donation will benefit the respective regions since they have their own unique challenges to address.
This that you're donating to us will serve us well throughout the regions with the objective of having more.
Among the items donated were speed guns with cameras, body cameras for which training is already underway to ensure proper usage, and wheel cams to remind drivers that parking inappropriately is unlawful and penalties will be instituted. Tiana reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
And Tiana will once again tell us that the government of Guyana has allocated $2 billion in the 2025 national budget for the procurement of traffic lights to enhance traffic control and improve road safety across the country.
The announcement was made on Thursday by Minister of Public Works Juan Edgel during the handing-over ceremony where the Guyana Police Force received $50 million worth of modern equipment at the Guyana Police Force headquarters, Eve Leary.
We have budgeted in 2025, $2 billion Guyana dollars for the procuring of traffic lights to help with what is happening across the country.
The minister revealed plans for a massive rollout of traffic lights in areas identified as high priority by traffic officers. This initiative aims to address safety concerns, particularly in Georgetown, where there are issues with the misuse and damage of traffic lights.
Because some of the speeding guys also help to carry home the traffic lights when they're going.
Edgel added that the Attorney General's chambers is addressing the issue of damage to government property, stating that individuals responsible for such acts will soon be required to repay for damages caused.
Heroes Highway, we will have to put in some traffic lights to deal with the controls at the major intersections.
He emphasized that there are major ongoing projects such as Good Success, Tamari, Ogold, Eccles, and other major four-way roads.
So this $2 billion that I'm talking about for traffic lights is not to address programs that are currently being funded and being done. This is outside of that to ensure that we have better management.
Tiana reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
It's a new day with Shilling Oil. A unique blend of natural oils to help ease and soothe the day-to-day discomforts of life. Get relief from muscle and joint pain, headaches, and congestion. Shilling Oil lets you get back to the things you love doing most. Water relief with Shilling Oil. Distributed by Massey Distribution.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGP TV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGP TV today. HGP TV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.
Get your tickets now for the One Guyana, One Love tribute to Bob Marley showcase at the Pegasus Poolside on Friday, February the 7th at 7 p.m. Featuring Brandon Harding, Mark Batson, Prince Ali, Empress Jalove, King Mandela, Beanick, Wi-Fi, DJ China, Carrie and Correction Band, Lava Nile, and Ras Sebi, aka Bling Ras. MCs Melody Thomas and Ras Punchy. Music by Redemption Sound and Murphy One-Man Band. Admission $3,000 in advance. Get your tickets at the Pegasus Hotel front desk and White Castle Fish Shop at Hatfield and John Streets. For more information, call 661-2976. It's the One Guyana, One Love tribute to Bob Marley showcase.
Stand up. Don't give up the fight.
Good evening, I'm Daisy Richards with Thursday's edition of the Regional News. Caribbean immigrant advocates on Wednesday strongly condemned the passage of legislation in the United States Congress criminalizing Caribbean and other immigrants for non-violent offenses. The U.S. House of Representatives on Wednesday passed H.R. 29, or the Lake and Riley Act, a measure that will now go to President Donald Trump's desk for signature and enactment. The legislation would require the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE agency to detain undocumented Caribbean and other immigrants who are simply arrested or charged with, not found guilty of, non-violent crimes including burglary, theft, larceny, or shoplifting. The New York Immigration Coalition, NYIC, an umbrella policy and advocacy organization that represents over 200 immigrant and refugee rights groups throughout New York, said that the legislation, among many other things, would also impact deferred action for childhood arrival DACA recipients, otherwise known as Dreamers, who came to the U.S. as children with their undocumented parents. In Jamaica, the government on Wednesday declared states of public emergency in sections of the corporate area and sections of the neighboring parish of St. Catherine in the wake of an increase in gang conflicts. In a statement late Wednesday, the Office of the Prime Minister said the states of emergency were implemented in the corporate area police divisions of St. Andrew South, St. Andrew Central, and Kingston Western, and in the parish of St. Catherine in the South Police divisions. The statement said the locations have been identified as hotspots for gang-related warfare, which pose risk to public safety of residents as well as commuters and bystanders, given their use as public thoroughfares. According to the OPM, an intelligence assessment has revealed that violence and criminal activity in these communities have reached a level beyond what standard policing strategies can manage to effectively restore stability and public order. In response, the Acting Assistant Commissioner Michael Phipps, who is in charge of the Area 4 Police Headquarters, welcomed the declaration in the 3 divisions under his command. He pointed to an increase in gang conflicts, murders, and shootings in the corporate area, particularly in the St. Andrew South Division. He also called for residents in the volatile communities listed under the SOES to give full support to members of the security forces during the crackdown on the gangs and effort to restore stability and public order. And internationally, leaders of the far-right organizations at the forefront of the Capitol riot, who were released on Donald Trump's orders, say they are planning to regroup. In an interview with the BBC on Wednesday, Oath Keepers founder Stuart Rhodes defended his actions during the January 6, 2021 riot and said on Wednesday, Oath Keepers founder Stuart Rhodes defended his actions during the January 6, 2021 riot and said he was, quote, very grateful, unquote, to President Trump for commuting his sentence. Rhodes was sentenced to 18 years in prison on a number of charges, including seditious, conspiracy, or plotting to overthrow the government. Meanwhile, Enrique Tarrio, former head of the Proud Boys, indicated to reporters that he had rejoined the all-male group. He told reporters as he traveled to his home in Miami on Wednesday that, quote, "We've made the decision 4 years ago not to tell the media what our structure is, but I suggest that the media should stop calling me ex-Proud Boy," unquote. Tarrio, who was serving a 22-year sentence, said members of the Congressional Committee who investigated the riot, quote, "need to be imprisoned," unquote. Rose called for prosecution of Capitol Police officers who testified against him at trial and the Justice Department lawyers who pursued his case. He alleged that officers who were at the Capitol that day, 174 of whom were injured, were responsible for the violence. Police officers responsible for defending the U.S. Congress reject those allegations and say they faced an unruly mob determined to stop legal proceedings. The militia leader complained he did not get a fair trial because it was held in Washington, D.C., where the riot took place, and jurors were local, an argument that was previously rejected in court. On Monday, hours after his inauguration, Trump commuted 14 sentences, including Rhodes, and issued a blanket pardon for the rest of the convicts and suspects. That's all today for the regional news. Thank you for watching. Until next time.
Ubraj Narayan urges support behind Aubrey Norton for elections, says support will upseat the PPPC. GNBS and partners to develop national standardization strategy. More emphasis must be placed on harnessing talent of young tech innovators, and Guyana Police Force receives $50 million worth in equipment to boost traffic management. Those are our major headlines for these stories and more. Please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Aletha Grant. Thanks for watching.